going on, everybody? Jesse here from Flyers Alley. I know I said we weren't going to come back, but I can't help it. And there's some things going on with the Flyers organization. A little bit of Flyer stuff, a lot more of Phantom stuff we're going to get into, and that is how we'll introduce my guest. And hopefully it'll be season 8 of Flyers Alley this season coming up. Our Phantoms insider, Leah Hollenbach, also our photographer too. So you guys will be seeing her bumping around. Say hi to her. Leah, how we doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself, Jesse?
I would have been down here earlier. My kids, I love them to death, but it's just everything is so dramatic. It's yeah, and now it's getting nicer out. So now everything that happens when I cut the grass, they have to come with me. When I grill, they have to come with me. It's just everything's, which I'm fine with, but it's
they just want to be mini yous.
Yeah, it's weird. I have 2. One's 4 and one's 8, and they both have a little bit of me and obviously a little bit of their mom. But like the me aspect is a lot more intense. So I'm literally looking at them like, God, I am that dramatic. So, but all Flyers fans, which is cool. But yeah, they're ripping it now. Now the weather's better, so they're ripping it.
Hey, get them outside, let them play.
Yeah, I'm the most unprepared person when it comes to like nicer weather. I have a lawnmower and no weed whacker, so now like my yard looks like the bay. It's just high grass, and it's interesting. But yeah, so before we jump into this, make sure you guys go and like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Flyers Alley, on Twitter or I guess it's X now. We're back in StreamYard. The things are the same as they used to be. X at Flyers Alley Pod 1 and Instagram at Flyers Alley. And make sure you guys go to YouTube at Olde City Sports Network. Check out all the stuff we got going on over there, including the Living Room Show, Check the Net, Grub and Pub, 2nd and 15, What I Can Remember, Between the Benches. The Puck Drop will not actually be on the YouTube, but you'll see clips, hopefully. And the Ducks and Pucks, they are just a pod, too, so you catch them on whatever podcast platform you use. Like I said, we're going to get into some Flyer stuff. We'll get into some Phantom stuff, but let's hear something from our sponsors.
Everybody from Flyers Alley is a Delconian, and if you know what a Delconian is, obviously you know what Delco is. Delaware County is a suburb of the great city of Philadelphia, and that's where all of us from Flyers Alley are from. What better way to rep where we're from than to deal with the best Delaware County, also known as Delco, merchandise in the business, and that's Decal by Iron. Go to www.decalsbyiron.com or facebook.com/decalsbyiron and rep your Delconian heritage.
So the first thing we're going to talk about, and obviously people that are going to watch this and people that are going to listen to this, is we got rid of our segments and we got rid of the other. You'll see them, but this is how it is now. Sorry. I did want to bring something up for. We're going to talk about the Xfinity Mobile Arena. It was released today that the Wells Fargo Center is now going to be changed to the Xfinity Mobile Arena. Now, I'm going to get your thoughts on this. You are our Lehigh photographer and insider there. That's how we're going to be using you. And you're also you take photos for us for the Flyers. So you're dialed in pretty much everywhere, and you're pretty dialed in Reading too.
I am.
So you're more than I am by far. So what's going on here, in your opinion, when it comes to the Xfinity Mobile Arena?
I don't really like the new name of it. But are we talking about that, like the whole organization, or like the new name? Right now.
Well, you can do the name, and then we could get into the organization. We have plenty of time. I don't have time restraints, so.
I don't like the new name. I hate it.
Okay.
A lot of people are the same way. None of us really like it. My dad, he's from downtown Philly, does not like it.
South Philly guy, huh?
Yep.
I'm trying to pick up. Okay, yeah, cool. I got it now. Why don't you like it?
I'm so used to it being the Wells Fargo Center. I don't like how we're changing it. Why not change it when we get the new arena instead of changing it now? But I mean, and
So
I feel like there's so many Xfinity centers. Like, we should pick a different name.
it definitely feels like they're just linking to the bar, which is, it sounds like a money grab, which obviously it probably is. I don't think we're getting a new arena. I think the Sixers think they're getting one, and it's gonna eventually end up being they're gonna not be the Philadelphia Sixers anymore. They're gonna be somewhere else. Hot take or whatever you want to do, but I would kick them out immediately. I mean, do you know the stuff that happens at the Wells Fargo? Well, it's not the Wells Fargo Center. Sorry, the Xfinity Mobile Center, the XMA. That doesn't even sound right. I'm trying to find fucking cool ways to not, to get this going, but it's gonna take a while.
Just say the Affinity Center. The Affinity Center.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I got my wife Mariah Carey Christmas tickets last year, and that's just like an example. Like the year before, a couple years before that, she took me to see the Trans-Siberian Orchestra during the Christmas time. So like these are like things that happen there that like there's Disney on Ice, there's the circus, there's all kinds of stuff that happens there. They don't need the Sixers, so like that's a whole nother problem in itself. We won't get into that, but like unless you want to get into that, but I don't even acknowledge the Sixers.
I don't follow basketball. That's just not my critique.
So, the arena. So this is my problem: is that I'm obviously older than you by I think like 20 years, which is fucking horrible.
Probably.
But, yeah. So it says here the arena previously changed. Wells Fargo Center. Hold on. I'll get legit with it. It's the arena previously known as the Wells Fargo Center has gone through several name changes since its opening in 1996. It was originally called the Core State Center. I remember that. That was actually my favorite one. From 96 to 1998, then it became the first Union Center, which everyone called the FU Center, which fit the town pretty well, from 1998 to 2000. And then later the Wachovia Center, it was called the Waco Center. And then it was, the Wells Fargo Center. And now, it's actually in effect September 1st of this year. See, I don't like it either. I don't know how it's gonna, like, all of those names had like a cool name, like the Core, the Waco Center, the FU Center, the Well. I like the Well. The Well sounded cool.
Hey, hot take. It should have been named the Wawa Center.
I fucking said that. I have that. Oh my god! Wawa. I think it was Wawa. Wawa Arena, I think it was Wawa Arena. It just sounds right. It should have been.
Wawa Center, dude. I know, like when I work the Flyers games, I go straight from there straight to Wawa, or before there, I always go to Wawa. It should be the Wawa Center.
You could totally link that. You could have absolutely linked that. They dropped the ball on that one. But yeah, it's interesting. I don't know what changes now. I honestly think besides the Wi-Fi being, something that it wasn't before. I don't even remember if it was Xfinity that they used. I don't know what it was. They have free Wi-Fi if you're media there. So I don't know if you knew that, but
I did. That free Wi-Fi is beautiful.
It's like the best. But yeah, it's just it's one of the things that especially with the season with the Flyers, everybody's looking for some change. That was just not something that needed to be changed, in my opinion. But hey, it is what it is. It's changed. Xfinity Mobile Arena, and I guess we're gonna have to live with that for a little while. And I guess us here are not in agreement with that. Definitely should have been Wawa Arena. I'm in on that.
100%.
Yeah. So let's move on to the next segment or next thing we're gonna talk about is the Flyers. The draft lottery. So the Flyers were projected to be at 4. They moved down to 6, and then the Islanders get the first. So I actually wrote. I do this while I'm at work. I should be doing work, but whatever. So there was a lot. The fan base is a very interesting fan base. And I'm sure it's not the only one that's a little on the ignorant side. I'm trying to be nice now. I'm going to start.
We are not the smartest. Philly fans are not the smartest. Nothing coming at their personality. They don't act the smartest.
I like to use the word ignorant, only because I love the heart. That's fine. But at the same time, no pun intended. At the same time, I think the passion is like overdriven by like insanity sometimes, and to the point where it's like we heard a couple times on our social media, the Flyers messed up. We're gonna lose our draft picks, and like that's not how that works. Like you don't lose your draft picks. Oh no, they wanted them to tank so they didn't lose their draft picks. That was what it was, and it was just mind blowing how that's not how that works.
I mean, I could see like where they're coming from. Like, oh, we could probably get just a better percentage to score higher, but like the Flyers, we were already a garbage fire from Tortorella. We were already a garbage fire. We were going to get a decent draft pick, unlike the other teams in favors. It was bound to happen.
Right. Well, like the tanking thing in itself. So why is my refrigerator's in? Tanking doesn't work. And that's what everybody's been calling for. And I know that a lot of people they want to tank because they think that they're just guaranteed the first pick. Well, the Islanders played 500 hockey. They ended with 500 hockey this year, average, and they got rewarded. So when you tank, obviously, I believe it was the Sharks were the dead last, and then the Blackhawks were right above them. But I think that if I remember correctly, I was listening to something today, and it said that the Sharks were 20 points less than the Flyers. 20 points is a lot. That's like a whole month worth of points. And then the Blackhawks were 10. That's like half a month worth of points. So like that's a lot. So if they tanked on purpose, this is what happened. They're not getting those. So the Sharks have a good pick, and that's what leads me to my absolute point about the draft lottery and the tanking and all of that. Is I don't think people understand what they would have to. So now the way that it is now, the Flyers are sixth, and there's good players all throughout this draft. I think one of them are NHL ready, and it's Michael Misa. I know you had some people that you were talking about.
I did. I had Andre. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Stabatic. That's how I'm gonna pronounce it. Don't come at me. He is a goalie. He is one of the good goalies. He is. I think he's from the OHL.
Okay.
And there was also Alexei Medorov. He's a goalie as well. He's from London. It's, OHL team. The goalie before was from the WHL team. Those are some goalies that I could see coming into the Flyers. Even if they get sent straight down to Lehigh Valley, I do want to see a goalie come back because our goalie situation isn't really the best. We don't have some great goalies on the Flyers, but I feel like Lehigh Valley could use some help with an NHL contracted goalie. I know they have Kyle Peterson, but they also have an AHL goalie, Parker Gahagan, and then they also have another goalie, Keith Petruzzelli. He was mostly down with Reading. I just feel like it's best we draft some goalies so we can get some good goalies in the NHL with the Flyers or down in Lehigh to help the Phantoms out as well, because the Phantoms, they're not the greatest either.
Right.
And I also really liked Porter Matone.
Yes. Okay.
I really liked him. I really want to see him in Philly. I do hope we draft him because he is a great pick. He's an absolute great pick. He's got great stats. I think he's from the OHL, Brampton, if I remember correctly.
Hold on, I'm right here.
And Radim Martka, I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah. I also want to see him in Philly. He's also a great pick. I wouldn't be sad with those two picks. He's from Seattle. He is a defenseman, but he also has 32 assists on his belt and 43 games played. So basically, except for 10 games, he has scored he has assisted in every single one of those games except for 10 his whole games that he's played, which is pretty impressive.
So just with those names rifled off, you could just see that like the. So I don't want to say that there's certain kids that are NHL ready, and right now it does look like it's Michael Misa. I think with the situation the Flyers are in, and I think the situation that like say the Sharks and the Sabres and even the Islanders. I mean, what do you have to lose to slot these kids in right away anyway? I think the goalie situation is something that really needs to have an eye on it, especially with, I believe it's 2000. I think it's this season or next season. We don't have when it's next season. We don't have a goalie signed in Philly. And personally, I don't think any of those goalies that are down in Lehigh are NHL ready. No one's been able to get a look at what's his name? He got hurt right away. We got him E2 Makiniemi. No one got a look at him at all. So I mean, we'll have Cal Peterson will be gone. So
Cal Peterson, he's looking great right now in Lehigh. He's doing great in the playoffs right now. No, it's not him that has started. It's been Parker Gahagan. My bad. Parker has been doing pretty good, but he is an AHL contract. I don't see him going up to the NHL. He's the only goalie on Lehigh that I can consider NHL ready a bit because he has a bunch of playing experience. He is a bit of a veteran player. He is a good goalie. He has a bunch of playing time under his books. He's a great goalie.
Yeah, so you got to keep him down there. So, I mean, and it does look like at some point it's going to be him and E2 Makiniemi. I don't think that, Cal Peterson he's just cost too much money. He's $5 million, and he got $10 million with the organization playing for the Phantoms, making $10 million. That's outrageous. So I did see Joshua Ravensburger. He's another goalie that's in the. I haven't looked at anything yet when it comes to the order. But I'm looking right now at the NHL's 2025 mock draft, and it is updated because obviously has the Flyers at 6, and they have 2 players, which I think is absolutely crazy because the one player that I've been looking at for a while, Roger McQueen, he's dropping in the rank because he's got back problems, and he's slow. So apparently he's really, really, really physical. Which obviously the Flyers like that, but I kind of want to get away from that as much as possible, unless it's Porter Martin. That is the next guy that I would want in that facet. But then they talk about Kashawn Atchison. He was with Barry in the OHL. I'm going to do more research on him. I know his name's been thrown around a little bit, but these aren't the guys that I would want around. I would want Porter Martin. My point of the whole mock draft and the Flyers draft lottery and the tanking and everything is, so now the next thing you're going to hear is everybody's going to say, we need to move up. We need to move up. We need to move up. We have all these assets. We're at 6th now. And everybody in front of us is going to want a first rounder and Mitchkov. No one is going to take anything less than Mitchkov. I'm telling you right now. San Jose need Porter Martin, and I think they're going to get him. They'd be crazy to not take him. They'd be crazy to not take anybody. So,
San Jose, they need a lot of help. A lot of help.
And if you, hey, I'll take Mitch. Can you imagine Celebrini playing with Mitchkov?
Oh my God, that would be fantastic.
And Will Smith, but at the same time, at what cost for one guy? Now you lose your generational player. So now that's a bad idea. But at the same time, that's how you're going to move up. They're not going to be able to move all the way up to the 1st through 3rd picks. So they're going to.
I feel like we have some decent picks that we can get even being in the 6th spot. I don't think most of the teams are going to go straight after a goalie.
There's usually never goalies in the 1st round either, though. So that's a tough out.
So I know that we could wait like a round or 2 to get our goalie if we decide to draft a goalie. I hope we do. There's another goalie that I really, really enjoy. His name is, I think it's Monsgu. He is 4th overall pick. He's got some good stats. He's from Sweden. He's an international kid. He's got a good save average. I think his save average, don't count me on it, is a .893. I think that's what it is, a .893, which it's not the greatest goal average, save percentage, but it's still a decent save percentage. And that's someone that we could send to Lehigh to help our Lehigh.
Goalie's out. Yeah. It's tough with the goalies, but that's and I feel like that's something. It's a very big off season for the Flyers. It's a very difficult thing that Danny B and Jones are going to have to do here because you can't do anything in the lottery. I think the lottery's rigged. I'm going to come out and say it. I mean, the whole rolling the ball thing is it's outrageous.
I agree.
But even if you do get who's number 6 on Anton Frondel, I know there. Okay, I don't know what that is, but all right.
I don't know either.
Yeah, it happens. I don't know what Michael Meese is going to go first or Hagens is going to go first. I know a lot of guys in the media want Frondel. I don't know. We need so much. We'll see what ends up happening with that. You can't really. All I know is if they want to move up to the first through third, they're going to need to get rid of Mitchkov, and that's not going to be happening. So. With that being said, let's move on to something else, but we'll give a word from our sponsors.
If you love hockey and you want to give back to your community at the same time, there's no better way to do that than to go to www.ironandsteelthreads.com. Use our promo code OldCity10 for 10% off site-wide. That's not the catch. The catch is that a portion of the proceeds go to youth hockey. There's no better thing to do than to support the youth of our United States and of Canada. www.ironandsteelthreads.com. Promo code OldCity10 for 10% off site-wide.
All right, so we're getting into Phantoms talk, and that's where you come in. That's where your bread and butter is. So let's get it rolling here. What do you got for us?
All right, so obviously game 4 is on Friday. The first game was not in the Phantoms' favor. They got shut out by the Hershey Bears. But game 2 and game 3 have been in their favor. They absolutely blew out the Bears 3-1. It was a good game. It's been a very chippy series so far. I mean, obviously we're rivals. It's going to be chippy, but it's been pretty chippy. Obviously we had Anthony Richards score. Nikita Grembikin, he scored with Helge Grains assisting. Zade Wisdom with Jacob Gaucher and Adam Ginning. Zade Wisdom again with Elliot Denoyer and Helge Grains. I'm hoping I pronounced that right, but it's okay. I'm actually very surprised with Zade.
It's Denoyer, apparently. So do what you want to do. It's okay.
I'm actually really surprised with Zade Wisdom. He actually has stepped up this playoff series. Had he watched in the playoffs, good for him. He's got a good line. He's got some good people on his line. He's really going good. He's becoming more of an enforcer, getting more of like a personality, Zade Wisdom. I do hope that we could see him up in the NHL eventually with time. He would be a good enforcer.
I can't live on that island. I don't know. I didn't do the research either, though. I will do that. I'll do that. Yeah. I like what's going. I did see that he scored twice in one game.
Yeah, that was Friday's game, May 2nd at the Giant Center. Did really good.
Can't believe it.
I know.
Like it because we were when he was a prospect, we were high. We were really high on him, and then we just saw that he was being up and down between Lehigh and Reading, and we were really high on Matt Brown, and we're like, what is going on here? Like, why are they all being shifted around like that. And
I can tell you exactly why.
Oh, absolutely. Go. Yeah. That's
Lehigh has so many people on their team. Flyers don't really call up Lehigh guys. So they're just going to be sitting in the press box in Lehigh Valley. So they send them down to Reading so they can at least get playing time. And then when they really need them up, they will call them up. Because so they're not sitting in the press box. They are getting practice, playing time. They send them down to Reading so they can get that experience with Reading. Obviously, they're playing out of their league, out of their division. Obviously, it's a developmental league. ECHL, you're gonna have a lot of AHLers in there. But
that makes sense.
That's just what it is. They're getting sent down because Lehigh doesn't have all this space. And it sucks that we have Matt Brown. We had Matt Brown down with the Reading Royals. He deserves to be up in the AHL. He is AHL talent. He is ready for the AHL. Jacob Gaucher, he should be up with the Flyers full time. He's got that.
Whoa. Okay.
I know, hot take on that, but
yeah, I mean, holy, okay. Who is he replacing? Now you got me hooked to this. Let's hear this.
I don't know who he replaced, but
I'm gonna agree with you regardless. As long as it's not Garner Hathaway, I don't give a shit who he's.
Flyers have a strong thing, but we obviously know they're gonna leave, and I really feel like no matter who he replaces, he's going to fill that spot in well. It's tough for a player on his level to start off with an ECHL contract and then make his way up to an NHL contract.
Did he not come up?
He did. He went. We signed him in Reading, and then he went straight up to Lehigh Valley, and then Lehigh.
Did he play a game with the Flyers?
He did this year.
That's what I thought.
He just made his NHL debut.
A little blur, this year. So, I definitely called him Goucher the other day too.
Yes, you did.
That's not how you do. I was like, oh man. I want to see this. So Corey, other guy on Flyers Alley, my other co-host, he saw Matt Brown at the rookie games and was like, Jess, you gotta look at this guy. Like, this kid is destroying it. And then they sent him down, obviously, but like that's the problem with and I don't want to get back onto the draft talk, but because of Elliot Denoyer, his brother Caleb is actually taking hits because his brother is now being described as a bust. He was supposed to be the next thing. And it's funny that that happened, and I am going to absolutely take a shot right now at whoever wants to listen to it. Trying not to be mean, but, a certain outlet named him the Destroyer because he got into a fight his first game as a Flyer and got the fucking brakes beat off him. And now they're calling his brother Caleb the Destroyer Doyne. So he's definitely Doyne, whatever you want to call him. He's definitely being categorized with his brother, and now he's dropping in the standings. So these guys I want to see come up, but now it's like, do we get his brother? I was big on Elliot when he was supposed to come up, but it seemed like that draft class kind of had like a slump. And I guess it would make a lot of sense if that is true that they just had too many players. And I think that's what's happening right now with the Flyers. And they're like, okay, well, let's bring up Emil Andre. Cool. Olixel, okay, let's bring him up. And now I'm pretty sure that my guy, Rodrigo Abols, he's probably going to be on the Flyers roster next year. But now, like you just said, there's so many guys to choose from. It's like, okay, we got to get these guys when they're good. And now they're just down there. And that makes sense. That's a good point. I'll clip that. That's a good one.
And back on the Denoyer thing, there's another brother thing that happens like that. Cole Caulfield, his older brother Brock Caulfield, they are both in the NHL league, but Brock is down in the ECHL. So people come after him because he's the older brother and he's not playing in the NHL like his younger brother is.
You got Jackson Cates and Noah. Jackson's, I think he's Rockford Ice Hogs.
I think you're right, yeah.
And Noah's on the Flyers. I mean, that's tough. That's tough stuff there. I mean,
It is. Anyways,
Big Jackson Keys fan, by the way. Just saying.
Game 3, Phantoms won again, which is putting them up to leading the series 2-1. They win the game on Friday. They clinch, and they'll be either playing Providence or Charlotte. Right now, I think Charlotte is up in the series, so they may see them if they clinch the next series. But for scoring, we had Jacob Gaucher with a shorthanded goal first period. Now, the Bears have let up 4 shorthanded goals this whole series already in the past 2 games. 4 shorthanded goals. So Hershey's got a, yeah. They've been starting the same goalies. It's been Parker Hagen versus Hunter Shepard all 3 games so far. I'm hoping they switch it up, give Cal Peterson a shot. Actually, no, I think
Whoa.
Parker Gahagan, he got hurt actually last game. I forgot about that. And they had to switch him halfway with Cal Peterson. So we may be seeing Cal in net Friday with Keith Petruzzelli as backup, or we may see Keith Petruzzelli in net with Cal in backup if Parker's not healed.
Unfortunately, this will probably be the first time I've ever said this, but I think you should probably play Peterson.
Yeah.
I
don't
mean,
think
Petruzzelli. I mean, what's he coming up from? He's coming up from the Royals.
Don't get me started on Keith Petruzzelli. He is Swiss cheese. That is a shot at him. He is Swiss cheese. He doesn't know how to stop a puck.
There it is. Well,
he doesn't know how to stop a puck. He just lets them all fly in. He is not AHL ready. He does not deserve to be in the AHL. I don't even know how he made his NHL debut. He made his NHL debut and got sent down to the ECHL. That shows how bad of a goalie he is. But yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that guy just got ripped to shreds. Hey, they got to figure it out. I mean, you're there, so they're doing well. But it would make sense for a Flyers organization team to have goalie issues when it matters. So,
yeah.
What? So they don't play tonight. When's their next game? When do they?
Friday.
Friday. Jesus. Where is it at home?
Yep, it is.
Are you going?
I am.
Probably.
I'll be there.
I'll rip an article and need some pictures.
You know it. You know I got you.
I know I wish Ty would play. I wanna do a player profile on Ty Murchison. But what the deal is with that?
I have no clue. It's also probably because we are overfilling with players. That's why we have not called up people. We have not recalled anyone from the ECHL, like Sam Sedley. He great player. He's a great defenseman, but they did not call him up. They've called him up a couple times throughout the season. He's one to keep an eye on. Sam Sedley, pretty great player.
Eye on him, huh?
I
remember when they got him. I think he had a game with the Flyers, didn't he?
I don't think Sam did. He is AHL contracted.
You know what? No, it was another guy. Kind of sounds like the same. He was an AHL guy too, and then he went overseas. He left our team and went overseas. I forget his name. Kind of sounds the same.
Now you got me thinking.
There would be no way for me. I'd have to ask Corey, and I don't feel like doing that right now. Yeah, he was with us for a little bit, and then I think they said if they didn't give him the right contract, he was just gonna. If they were gonna send him down today, then he was just gonna go, and he ended up going overseas. Same thing. Ginning was supposed to do the same thing, but I guess he went back to the AHL, which I don't know.
Yeah.
Good move, I guess.
Back onto Sunday's game, we also had Garrett Wilson scoring with Jet Luchenko and Anthony Richard assisting that. Your boy Jet.
It's my boy. Yeah.
Then we had Nikita Grenbikin. He scored. I think that's how you pronounce it. Oh well, don't correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm sorry.
You're okay. With Emile Andre, he assisted with Anthony Richard. And then Ole Lixo, he scored in the third with Emile Andre assisting that. Ole, he's been very feisty this game. I think he had 3 penalties. I mean, I know that he ripped the opponent's helmet off his head. I forget who he ripped the helmet off of, but he literally grabbed the helmet and ripped it off.
You said Olde XL?
Yep.
Okay. I didn't see that up in Philly, but okay.
Yeah, he did that. He's been definitely a bit of an enforcer. He is a lot different in the AHL than he has been in the NHL, which is so weird. But
Well, what about Hunter McDonald? It's the same story.
yeah,
I know for a fact that they were looking forward to checking him out in camp, and camp did not go well. And I am very high on that guy, and I need him to pick the pace up because I need him to get up there and be as mean as he is in the AHL as he is in the NHL.
dude, he is a menace in the AHL. But you know what?
And
I'm
Sawyer
not mad at that.
Sawyer Bolton too. I need him to figure it out as well.
My
boy.
boy Sawyer. It's funny because of his one game in Reading, he absolutely destroyed the Maine Mariners' face. Like, he made him bleed all over his face. Got in a huge fight, blood all over the man's face. That was a great fight, and then I think after that is when he got called up to the AHL after that big fight.
Yeah, you need guys. Especially the AHL's still the jungle, dude. You need people like that up there. Especially
Sawyer,
he's got his family's got a history in that. So his dad was a big bully too. So
Sawyer is a big bully, but you know what? I'm not mad about that.
no, you're not gonna hear any arguments here.
Nope.
Anything else on the Phantoms?
I'm excited to see what they have to bring to Game 4. I'm hoping that they play Ty. I'm hoping that they play. I want to see Keith Petruzzelli. I kind of want to see him to see how he would work in playoffs. Even though he's a terrible goalie, he's Swiss cheese. I want to see it.
I just got an email from StreamYard saying apologizing for the glip. Oh, cool. Go with it. Yeah, I want to see Ty. I want to see. I think I have Sam's AHL TV or whatever it's called thing. So Friday looks like it's open.
AHL TV. They're now on Flow Sports.
Whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called. My Friday looks pretty open, so I might just do that. Anything else before I rip our last commercial, and then we'll wrap it up? And
I think that's it with the Phantoms.
Yep. Any other hot takes you want to throw out here?
Yeah, I actually want to see Parker Gahagan be a goalie in Lehigh Valley, not Lehigh Valley, with the Flyers. I do want to see him up with the Flyers.
Jeez, I don't think I have a button for that.
Shut the up!
No, unfortunately, I think he's just going to be a career. I think what ends up happening with him is what happens with E2 Makiniemi. If he ends up being good, I think he stays down, and I think you kind of owe it to Parker to do his thing here. You got to give him a chance, but at the same time, I mean, God, our stuff and our goalie situation in Philly right now is just so bad. Yeah.
I can't stand Arison. Arison makes my blood boil.
Are you a Fedotov fan?
I am. I am a certified Arison hater. Arison hater.
That seems to be like the ongoing trend here with women and Fedotov.
Okay, let me explain my reasoning. When Arison was down with the Phantoms, he sucked. He could not. He was terrible. He made me want to lose my mind every single time that I watched that team play. Made me want to lose my mind. So I've disliked him ever since Lehigh Valley.
Well, he was pretty good with the Flyers, and then Carter Hart got in a little bit of trouble, and that's a hot topic.
Yes, that is.
Awesome. Let me rip this last thing, and then we'll get out of here.
The Lehigh Valley Phantoms are in the playoffs, and what better way to celebrate that than to get $20 off a playoff game? Go to SeatGeek app, use a promo code Olde City Sports Network, all one word, for $20 off your order. Literally could probably get you to be $10 for a playoff game at the PPL Center in Allentown. Olde City Sports Network, one word, $20 off. You can't beat that.
God, they could have been better. Oof, that's rough. Yeah, got nothing else. we might be back. I think we're all doing something for this big live for the draft. That'll probably be the next time you see me on Flyers Alley. But you will be our Phantoms person during the season. And yeah, we'll get ripping here. But like we said before, make sure everyone goes and likes us on Facebook, facebook.com/Flyers Alley, on Twitter at Flyers Alley Pod 1, Instagram at Flyers Alley, and YouTube at Olde City Sports Network. And make sure you all go to www.oldcitysports.com for your favorite Philadelphia-based podcasts, articles, and merch. Leah, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Definitely be doing this during the season and probably after the draft. And probably, I always say we're not going to do anything, and then all of a sudden they start doing some crazy stuff, and then we have to come back. So if Lehigh wins the the Calder Cup?
The Calder Cup.
Oh, well, they'll probably win the Stanley Cup before the Flyers will. So if they win, we'll do another one. I might get the big dog. I'll get him in studio, and we'll get going here and talk fan. He's really into the guys down there, so he'll be dialed in, and then we'll go from there. But until then, we will see you guys when we see you, and have a good night.
Yep.